Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's Aki. Right now, we're only sitting at 2 viewers, but those 2 viewers watching, if you wanted to leave any comments or start a conversation, I guess we can start. This is just an episode of Let's Talk About It. Any subjects that you want to talk about, we can address. I plan on addressing some topics of my own as well, but feel free to chime in. I'm open to talk about anything and everything. Share my views, share your views, share our views together. Hopefully come up with a good show. I'm really looking to grow a platform for those who are listening. I'm really looking just to grow a platform right now. You may or may not want to be a part of what I'm trying to do because it's something big and it's something that's going to catch a lot of friction and a lot of flack with our leaders, with our government, and with our system that we have set up for today. I'm really tired of dealing with the system that is set by our rulers, and I'm ready to start a revolution. So that's what I'm doing here. So if you don't want to be a part of it, I can understand. If you're too scared or they've got you too full of fear to pursue your own freedom, then and by all means, I'm not dragging you out to be a part of anything that you don't want to be a part of. But what I don't want to be a part of is this slave labor force that the elites and our rulers have got us in. I don't want to be a part of it no more. I'm not going to stand for it anymore. And I need other people who feel the same way to join me so that we can actually make a statement that's going to get out there and that's going to get noticed and that's going to actually help. Because if we continue to ignore it and we continue to just sit in our little corners and eat our fake food and smile and act like we're blessed, then that's exactly the way it's going to continue to be. You're going to continue to be fed processed fake foods full of chemicals and different steroids and hormones that these animals have been treated with. And we're going to continue to get sick. We're going to continue to be in pain. We're going to continue to have to spend our money in the hospitals. It's just a cycle that they've designed. The Food and Drug Administration are in cahoots. They feed you the food to get you sick so that when you get sick, you got to go get the drugs. That's Big Pharma teaming up food with the food industry. It's the drug industry teaming up with the food industry. The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. They're the ones who approve all your meats, all your foods that you're eating in all your grocery stores. Why in the fuck would pharmaceutical companies need to approve the food we're eating? Why the fuck would a pharmaceutical company, the drug administration, need to be in cahoots with the food administration? That makes no sense whatsoever. The only sense that it makes is that they're in cahoots with one another. Hey, you feed them this stuff that gets them sick, so they got to come to us and buy the drugs to make them feel better. And that's all it is to make you feel better. It's to treat your ailments. It has nothing to do with cures. There's no cure. They know how to cure what you have because they gave it to you. They know exactly what's happening in your body, but they're not going to tell you. I'm just tired. I'm tired of living this bullshit. I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of getting pissed on and told it's raining. I'm tired of getting beat and fed garbage and told that I'm loved and blessed. I'm done. I'm done with it. And I feel like there's other people out there that feel the same way. And you know what I'm talking about. I mean, the stories are throughout history. I mean, it's there right in front of your face. The stories that they're telling you and laughing at you because you're overlooking it. You're sitting here learning this stuff, but you're not learning anything. I mean, the history is it's rulers. It's rulers and there's fucking slaves. And then there's a savior to come free his fucking people who are in slavery. You know what I mean? You got all these historical figures, saviors, big heroes who are trying to help the people who are being mistreated under the rule of these rulers who are feeding off of their work and their slave labor force. And it's still that same way. Guess what? You're born into slavery. You are a slave. You slave your time away from your family, away from your children. You don't even live a life. You work every fucking day so that you can eat fake food that's not even real, and get lied to about your history, about why you're here, what this life is, the science of things, the history of things, everything that you're educated on, everything that you're taught. It's all fucking lie, dude. You're being lied to. You're a slave. We're all slaves. We're the slave labor force. And I'm tired of it. I'm ready to overthrow. There's no reason why we have to live this way. There's no reason why there's people with hundreds of millions of dollars. There's no reason why there's people with billions of dollars or trillions of dollars, while the rest of us fend out here on the streets, living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes not even making ends meet, ending up on the streets, ending up in these fucking shelters that our other middle-class slaves have built for us to shelter us because they know how it is. They know how much of a struggle life really is, and they have compassion and empathy because they're slaves too. So they build these shelters for us that we got to fucking stay in and try to run these programs to psych you into restructure your life into going back in and being okay mentally to slave more time away to make a living. It's bullshit, man. There's no reason why we should have to live this way. Everybody should be living free. Everybody should be living free. I mean, there's absolutely zero reason why we're living this way. And it's time to shut it the fuck down. It's time to overthrow the fucking rulers. It's time to shut it the fuck down. We all deserve to live life. We all deserve to know the fucking truth. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much the truth is going to affect any one person's mental capacity or if it's going to cause chaos or anything. Well, I guess what? We'll get through it just like we've gotten through everything else. But it needs to happen. It needs to happen now. I'm tired of it. I can't do it anymore. I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and let this shit keep happening to me. I can't believe any of you would continue to let it happen either. Whether you believe it or not, it's the truth. You are a slave. You are born into slavery. You're given a social security number. That social security number is then filed with the government. The government then uses that social security number to track your entire fucking life and make sure that you're on the grid, you're on the map, you're working, and you're slaving in your time to build what they need to build. The whole school system is set up to program the generation of our fucking slave families. They test your knowledge. They teach you something, then they test your knowledge, make sure you were listening. If you do good, they continue to educate you. They give you grants, scholarships, whatever, to continue your education so they can see where they can use you in their slave labor force. If they can use your mental capacity, they will do that. They will pay for your scholarships. If not, if you're like me and picked up on it quick, I was super smart, super good at school. School was nothing. I didn't even have to fucking study for anything. I mean, I just picked up on it. You know, I was very bright, but I knew school was bullcrap. You know, I didn't see a point in why I gotta waste my time. Every day I gotta sit here for 8 hours and listen to you guys teach me these subjects that I clearly, some I don't need. It doesn't benefit my life in any way. It's just a waste of time. And then others, is just, it's not. It's all they're doing is conditioning you and getting you ready for your life of slave labor. Get used to it. Get used to getting up early, reporting in a timely manner, being punctual, listening to alarms and bells for your breaks and for your returns and for your release. Spend 8 hours here. You're going to spend a minimum of 8 hours of every single 24-hour day in these walls doing what we say, listening to authority. They're getting you ready. That's all they're doing for your slave labor life, your fucking life of slave labor. I'm done with it. I can't believe there's not more people out there that are listening to this that can't jump on this bandwagon and agree with me. I know there is. I need the brave people to stand up with me. And let's talk about it. That's why I started this. This live stream is because I'm trying to start doing this on a more regular basis. I just want to call it Let's Talk About It. And I just want to get on here and I want to talk about these subjects. I want to talk about this stuff. I want to bring it to the light. I want to educate our other fellow slaves, because that's what we are. I hate referring to us as that, but we are. I just want to wake people up, and I really want to start a revolt. There's no reason for us to live like this. There's absolutely no reason. We don't have to, and we need to stand up for ourselves, and we need to free ourselves. There's enough houses, there's enough roofs, there's enough walls, there's enough windows, there's enough beds, there's enough everything for everybody in this fucking world. There's enough for everybody in this fucking country to have one. There's no reason for anybody to be living, struggling. There's enough food, all of it, everything. There's enough of everything. And we deserve to have it too. We deserve to have a life is the main thing. I'm married with 2 children, and I don't have a life. I don't get to spend any time with my family or my kids. No, I have to let the programs and the systems that they've set up raise my children, which I don't like whatsoever, because I've been through those systems and I know what they're about. And I know it's bullshit, and I don't feel like my children need to be subjected to that. Live chat on the side. Anybody who's listening has anything to say, any words to put in, anything to share. Perfect example right here. I'm sitting here drinking this fake ass fucking liquid that's supposed to quench my thirst. It's supposed to quench my thirst, but it's doing actually the opposite. It's actually giving me a high acidity level, which and then in turn causes your biological balance. Basically, you become a petri dish for bacteria, diseases, and viruses. That's why they feed you this stuff. Because in a high acidic environment, that's where bacteria and viruses and diseases can grow, where they live, where they thrive. So they feed you the stuff that's going to cause you to be in an acidic state. There's two. Let me just put it to you. Let me say this. If you're not convinced, let me just put this out there, okay? When you're born into the world, right? You are required. You are given, you are stamped with a number. You're required to register your life with the government. That number is then tracked. You have 4 years to develop your skills of being able to walk, talk, and function. In that 5th year, you're required by law to start attending school, where they then start to teach you what it is you need to know, what they think you need to know, whoever they is. That's our rulers, period. You're not free. If you were free, you wouldn't have to do it. You wouldn't have to do it, period. Free, you could do whatever you want. So you're required to go to school where they brainwash you, they program you, they put all this stuff, just drill it into your head because they know how the brain works. They've done the studies, they figured it out. Repetition, practice makes perfect, right? Repetition. Your brain works so simply. It communicates signals to your nerves electronically when you're first learning something. Anytime you're doing something for the first time, it's electronically signaling, sending a signal to your nerves to perform a certain function, action, or whatever, to complete whatever it is you're doing, right? But after sending this same signal over and over again for what they've come down to about 30 days, about a month's time, after you've done this on a daily basis for over a month, 30 times, and it's sent that electronic signal, your brain then realizes, hey, I'm going to be doing this a lot. So it takes and stores that signal chemically. So it becomes second nature. Now it's automatic. It just happens. It's just your program. It's a program now. It's filed in your brain. Your body automatically does it. It's just the way the brain works. It's the way it functions. Ever since they learned that, that's when they started programming us. So like, okay, well, we know how the brain works, so let's start programming these people with what we want them to know. Drill it in their heads, repeat, make them repeat, test to make sure they're listening, drill it in their heads, until they have no choice. But their brain stores these things chemically, so they know nothing else. They can't think on their own. We think for them. Let me ask you this. You're required to go to school. Why? Because you're born into slavery, and that's a requirement of your ruler. That's why. And they want to test your knowledge because they want to see where they can use you in the slave labor force. What are you good at? What does your mind click with? Where that's what the test is, isn't it? That's what they try to figure out, isn't it? What are you good at? What do you want to do? What would make you happy, right? So they can place you there and put you there and use you there. And when you don't comply, when you're non-compliant, you skip school, you fail school, guess what? You're the worker. You get to go build for the rest of us. You're in the manual labor force. You go serve our food, you serve us our food, and you build our buildings, build our offices, clean our offices.
Mama, Daddy, hi, Daddy.
How do you think when you do comply with the program of education in school and you do well, that they give you money to continue that education. Why do you think that is? Anyway,
It's my house.
that's it for tonight's episode. Let's talk about it. I'm going to start another episode tomorrow around the same time. So if you enjoyed this, tune in tomorrow, 5 o'clock. See you then.
No. It's yours.